Hello students. In the last session, we completed a detailed study of associated glands like salivary gland, gastric gland, and even we discussed about liver, right? In the today's session, we are continuing over which one? Pancreas and intestinal gland. One more thing before going to these two. If you speak about liver, we say liver is mainly involved in the production of what is the main function of liver? Production of bile juice, which is mainly having bile salt and bile pigment. Whether it is the only function of liver? No. It performs many other functions also. Like our liver is a very important detoxification center. Have a note of this also. It is a detoxification. What do you mean by this? Removal of toxic waste through food or through any other way. When you take some medicine alwa ಯಾವುದೇ ಮೆಡಿಸಿನ್ ಬೇಕಿದ್ರೂ ಆಗಿರಲಿ, some contents of these medicines act as a toxic to my body. Those things or any other toxic thing that entered to my body through food, which are removed by which one? Liver. That's why it is a detoxification center. Even if a person consumes alcohol also, as the person consumes alcohol, right, which may be in the form of any alcoholic beverage, beer, whiskey, whatever, when it goes to the body, when that give a kick, or what is that, when it hit to the body, right, after that alcohol should be removed from the body. Alcohol cannot be kept in my body. Is that clear? That is that alcohol is also removed by which one? Liver. That's why a person who consumes, right, alcohol excessively, usually we say his liver has failed. We never say kidney failed alwa. Yaru ಕುಡಿತದಿಂದ ಸಾಯ್ತಾರೆ, we never say ಅವನ ಕಿಡ್ನಿ ಹಾಳಾಗಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ. What we say? Liver damage ಆಗಿದೆ, cirrhosis, right, damage of the liver. That means it is actually a site for removal of toxic waste. What are the other functions of liver? It is also involved in the storage of what? Fat. Around 3% of the body fat is stored by liver. It is not a small figure. Very important. 3% of the body fat is stored in the liver. Along with that, liver is also involved in the production of plasma proteins. Nothing but our blood. The blood plasma, what is there? In our blood, along with RBC, WBC platelet, right, which has different proteins like albumin, globulin. You might have heard about fibrinogen, kelidira, which is a clotting factor. Prothrombin. Actually, these proteins which are present in the blood plasma actually synthesized by whom? Liver, and later released to your blood circulation. Clear? And yes, even the liver involved in formation of urea, not directly removal of urea. Remember, our kidney will not form any urea. Kidney job is just to remove urea. The actual waste which is there in our urine, ನಮ್ಮ urine ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಯೂರಿಯಾ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೇವಲ್ವಾ, the urea is actually synthesized by whom? Liver. Thereby, by the formation of urea, liver helps in what? Later it helps in the elimination of urea. Such many other functions are there that we will discuss in detail in the coming sessions. So these things are not there in the NCERT. As a science student, you must know the other functions of which one? Liver. Clear? Now let us move on to the next gland. Which one? Pancreas. It is a exocrine or endocrine? I told you it is a heterocrine gland. What do you mean by heterocrine gland? It has exocrine part also, endocrine part also. If you observe the pancreas, the 99% of the pancreas, how much? 99% of the pancreas, whatever you find, all this tissue, what is there, right? 99%, I will not draw everything, just for your understanding purpose. 99% of the pancreas is which part? Exocrine gland or the exocrine part. I already told you in my last session the differences between exocrine and endocrine gland. 99% of the pancreas is what? Exocrine. As it is exocrine, what is its job? Its job is to produce a juice called what? I will write here pancreatic juice. So, the students, very important point, exocrine part of the pancreas produces pancreatic juice. That pancreatic juice later diffuse to a duct called, which duct? Pancreatic duct, which later joins with the bile duct of the liver to form hepatopancreatic duct. When it comes to hepatopancreatic duct, where pancreatic juice mixes with bile juice, later hepatopancreatic duct, just before opening into duodenum, it will enlarge. This enlarged structure is called hepatopancreatic ampulla. Finally, both bile juice and pancreatic juice are released to your duodenum, nothing but small intestine. Hope this you know very well, right? Is that clear? The exocrine part of the pancreas will produce pancreatic juice, which is alkaline in nature. And what is the composition? Ee juice ina olagade enide? Pancreatic juice is mainly having different enzymes like carbohydrate digesting enzyme is present. Try to recall which is the carbohydrate digesting enzyme present in saliva. Answer is salivary amylase. Is there any carbohydrate digesting enzyme in gastric juice? No. Liver? No, because liver is the only, right, bile juice is the only one which is without any enzymes, whereas pancreatic juice again found with carbohydrate digesting enzyme, and the name is, try to recall, saliva having which carbohydrate digesting enzyme? Salivary amylase. Pancreatic juice has what? Pancreatic amylase. Easy to remember. Saliva has salivary amylase. Pancreatic juice has pancreatic amylase. Both are carbohydrate digesting enzyme. It also has protein digesting enzyme. Are there any protein digesting enzyme in saliva? No. In gastric juice, yes. One is pepsinogen, another one is prorenin. Just turn your page, have a glance of it. Once again you find protein breaking down enzymes in the pancreatic juice, which include, they are trypsinogen, okay, chymotrypsinogen, and one more is procarboxypeptidase. All the three are protein digesting enzyme. I already told you in my previous session, whenever it is a protein digesting enzyme, at the time of release, it should be in which condition? Inactive condition. These are all inactive. Inactive enzymes are also called proenzymes. Later, trypsinogen is activated to trypsin, chymotrypsinogen to chymotrypsin, procarboxypeptidase to carboxypeptidase. That we will see later. So try to remember one point. These three are protein digesting enzyme. At the time of release, they are in which state? Inactive. Later, at the time of action, they should be activated. How it is activated, that we will discuss in the next next session. Okay. What else is there in the pancreatic juice? It has lipid digesting enzyme also, and the very important lipid digesting enzyme is, the name is pancreatic lipase, okay, which act on the lipids. Along with that, it also has nucleases, Which one? Nucleases. Nucleases are those enzymes which act on nucleic acid. Our food also contain nucleic acid. On the nucleic acid, right? Carbohydrate ಆಯ್ತು, protein ಆಯ್ತು, lipid ಆಯ್ತು. ಈಗ ಯಾವುದು nucleic acid ಮೇಲೆ act ಮಾಡುವ enzymes, we call them together as what? Nucleases. And the two very important nucleases are, one is DNase and another one is RNase. DNase and RNase both act on nucleic acid called DNA and RNA. Please go through this, practice this. Is that clear? It is the composition of pancreatic juice produced by exocrine part, which constitute the 99%, the remaining how much? The just 1% of the pancreas here and there, right? Just 1% constitute which part of the pancreas? Endocrine part of the pancreas. And you know very well, endocrine glands or endocrine part is the one which is known for the production of hormone. Endocrine part of the pancreas, also called, I will write here, endocrine part of the pancreas, also called islets of Langerhans. Langerhans is the name of the scientist. Islets of Langerhans are nothing but endocrine part of the what? Pancreas, only in case of pancreas. These islets of Langerhans are of actually 4 types. I will discuss only 2 types here. Okay, one is alpha cells of islets of Langerhans. Another one is beta cells of islets of Langerhans. Is that clear? Alpha cells of islets of Langerhans produces glucagon, not enzyme, what? Hormone. Whereas beta cells of islets of Langerhans produces, hope you know that, which one? Insulin hormone. Okay. Now my question is, these 2 hormones produced by the 1% endocrine part called islet of Langerhans, these 2 hormones are released where? They are not released to pancreatic duct. Clear? These hormones are always released to blood. See, pancreas is an organ. ಒಂದು organ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳುವಾಗ it has its own blood vessel supply. Inside, large blood vessels are also present. Clear? These 2 hormones are not released to pancreatic duct. They are directly released to where? Blood. ಇದನ್ನ surrounding ಆಗಿ ಇದರ ಒಳಗಡೆ ತುಂಬಾ ಯಾವ ವೆಸಲ್ ಇದೆ? Blood vessels are also present. They are released to blood which circulate in the body. Okay, this is all about the pancreatic juice. I am left with the last gland now. What is that? Intestinal gland. Where is intestinal gland? Okay, intestinal gland is present in, tell me, where is gastric gland? It is not outside, it is in the wall of the stomach. Which layer in the wall of the stomach? There are 4 layers, and the gastric gland is found in the innermost layer. What is that? Mucosa, right? No. Now if you observe intestinal gland, it is also present in, what is your answer? It is also present in the what? Wall of intestine. Which intestine? Small intestine. Okay, in the wall of the small intestine. The intestinal glands are of 2 types. There are 2 types of intestinal glands are there. They include, number 1, Brunner's gland, okay, which is also called duodenal gland. Number 1, Brunner gland, or it is also called duodenal gland because it is found only in the wall of the duodenum. It is not found in jejunum and ileum. There are three parts of small intestine which include duodenum, jejunum, ileum. ಆದರೆ this gland, right? ಈ gland ಯಾವುದರಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾತ್ರ ಇರುವಂತದ್ದು? In the wall of the duodenum only. That's why it is the name. And it is in, okay, it is in submucosa layer. It is not in mucosa, it is in the submucosa. What is the function of this gland? It produces mucus, produces more and more mucus. Now you will ask me the question, sir, why it is only present in Brunner's gland? The answer is, right, the Brunner gland produces more and more what? Mucus, because of which the mucus is very thick. The mucus is very thick in the duodenum. Why? And why? Because the acidic what? Acidic chyme, right, is first released to duodenum so that to neutralize the acidic effect of the chyme, the mucus is secreted more in the duodenum by Brunner gland. Later what happens? This much thicker mucus is not required in jejunum and ileum. ಯಾಕೆ? ನಿಮಗೆ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಗೊತ್ತುಂಟು. ಯಾಕೆ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, as this acidic chyme moves to the later part of the small intestine, it gets mixed with bile juice, pancreatic juice. Both these juices are alkaline. When the alkaline bile juice and pancreatic juice mixes with acidic chyme, it gets neutralized. Is that clear? To prevent the effect of acidic chyme on the wall of the duodenum, a thick layer of mucus is secreted by Brunner gland, which is present in which layer? Submucosa layer. Okay. The second intestinal gland is crypts of Lieberkühn. Okay, crypts of Lieberkühn. What are crypts of Lieberkühn? These are again intestinal glands which are present in the what? Mucosa layer. Okay, they are present in which one? Mucosa. Try to understand. It is in submucosa. Crypts of Lieberkühn is a gland present in which layer? Mucosa layer. In general, these two glands together called intestinal gland. So what is the expected question? 2-mark question. Mention the intestinal glands. Your answer is Brunner gland and crypts of Lieberkühn together called intestinal gland. These two glands together produce a juice called, which juice? Intestinal juice, or the intestinal juice is also called succus entericus. 1-mark question. What is succus entericus? Your answer is not intestinal juice is called succus entericus. No. What you have to write? I know intestinal juice is called succus entericus, but how you will define it? The secretion means production of, right? Secretion of Brunner gland and crypts of Lieberkühn. You have to use the name of the two glands. Secretion of Brunner gland and crypts of Lieberkühn together called succus entericus, or it is also called what? Intestinal juice. Is that clear? Mark it as a 1-mark question. What is there in the succus entericus? Again, it is also alkaline. Remember that. It has some carbohydrate digesting enzymes. I will write here. The carbohydrate digesting enzymes are, okay, disaccharases. 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 The disaccharases include maltase, not maltose, ASE. Maltase is an enzyme which act on maltose. Lactase, okay, sucrase. Maltase, lactase, sucrase, which are together called what? Disaccharases, are the carbohydrate digesting enzyme. It has a protein digesting enzyme called dipeptidase. Dipeptidase. But remember, this dipeptidase will not directly act on protein as it act on pieces of protein, act on fragments अथवा pieces of protein. That's why at the time of release it is not in the inactive form. When the enzyme is directly acting on a protein, it should be in the inactive, but dipeptidase will not act directly on the protein. Instead, it acts on pieces of protein. That's why it is in which condition? Active form. It has nucleic acid digesting enzyme. What enzyme? Nucleic acid digesting enzyme of pancreatic juice are nucleases. The nucleases include DNase and RNase, whereas here the nucleic acid digesting enzymes are, write down, nucleotidase, 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 one more, nucleosidase, nucleosidase. Along with these, it also has, I will write it here, okay, please you continue here only, I am going to mention it here. The another component of intestinal juice is an activating enzyme called enterokinase. It has one more thing. What is that called separately? Enterokinase. Enterokinase is not a breaking down enzyme. Write down in bracket, it is a activating enzyme. Okay, whatever I told you till now, all of them are breaking down. All of them are breaking down enzyme except enterokinase, Kinase, present in the intestinal juice, is an activating enzyme. Question is, it activates whom? That we will discuss while discussing the physiology of digestion. How exactly the food is digested. Is that clear? I repeat, the very important components of Succus entericus are carbohydrate digesting enzyme called like disaccharase, which include maltase, lactase, sucrase, protein digesting enzyme dipeptidase, nucleic acid digesting enzyme nucleotidase and nucleosidase, and activating enzyme called enterokinase. By this we have completed all which one? Associated gland, and already we have studied alimentary canal. So by this we are done with anatomy of the digestive system. Anatomy anta helidre structure alva. Detail we studied structure. What next? Next we have to discuss physiology of the digestive system. Physiology nothing but how the food that we have consumed, right, that should be digested or broken down. The mechanism of digestion or physiology of digestion that we discuss in our next session.